everybody, welcome to another great motorized adventure, and this week we're coming to you from the capital city of California. In Northern California is the city of Sacramento, and why are we coming here is because this area is where the gold rush and gold was first discovered. And in 1839, Captain John Sutter came to this area and he made a deal, a land grant with the Mexican government to get some land in this area, and he developed Sutter's Fort. Now, it's not a fort in the traditional sense of the word. It was actually more like a trading post, and that's how we're going to begin today's show. So I've got the privilege here this morning of being joined by Steve Bett, who's one of the period recreation folks here at Sutter's Fort in the heart of Sacramento. Now, what would be kind of the most significant thing for folks to see if they came and visited the fort here? What's most significant to you as a person that shares this information with folks all the time?
Well, I think the most significant is to see the docents, and we have over 70 active docents that are all trained as well as having a personal interest in the history and material culture of California, and to come on a day when they're actually active is probably the best time to visit Sutter's Fort. You'll see a lot of different aspects of the history and material culture of the fort, as well as black powder weaponry demonstrations, making fire with flint and steel, and cannon firings.
So this, I guess, would be the local or central cooking area of the fort.
Right, this is the baking area technically, and this is an horno, which simply means oven. It is the Mexican California version of it, and every Tuesday, Thursday, a different fourth grade class comes and spends all day and all night in the fort doing a living history. They portray people that were actually at the fort, and part of that program is that they bake in this oven. So they bake bread, cinnamon rolls, cookies, all of which they eat. But this was the primary cooking center for baking goods during Sutter's time at the fort.
So Steve, would it really be a fort without a cannon?
Of course, we got to have a firing. This would be Sutter's Citizen Militia. Gunners, post!
This cannon is actually a Napoleon-era cannon. It's very, very, very old, long before the Civil War or any of those kind of wars. And I, of course, had the privilege of getting to say fire, and that's always fun anytime you get to fire a big gun and say that command. So I guess when we're ready, everybody, fire!
Cover your ears!
Woohoo! Thank you once again, Steve, for a wonderful experience here at Sutter's Fort in the heart of Sacramento, where you might even get, if you talk really nicely to them, the ability to call fire as well. Sutter's Fort for me was really interesting to see. The overall history there was, just amazing, and to see how it really ties into the roots of California was also the basis now for our motorized adventure. We got together with a gang called Adventure West Moto. Eric Kinley runs this organization, and he does motorcycle tours all over California. They were nice enough to loan me this beautiful new Triumph Tiger 800 motorcycle. This type of motorcycle and a Triumph I'd never ridden before. I'm a hardcore motorcycle rider, and I can't tell you how exciting it was to get up in the morning and know that I'm going to have a brand new motorcycle, and I'm going to get to go with a very experienced guide and his riding friends in this area, and my first time riding a motorcycle in California. I mean, to say I was stoked was an understatement. I was so excited about it. He brought out 7 of his good riding friends, and they joined us, and we began our adventure. It's actually a tour that he offers that they call the Gold Discovery Tour. So we were kind of trying to ride our motorcycles from place to place and see some of the historic elements about the gold rush and the gold discovery all in this region of California.
AdventureWestMoto.com is a motorcycle touring company here based in California. We tour in Northern California primarily and Southern California as well. We offer tours on the coast of California, the North Coast, and also the Gold Country where we're at today. The Gold Country has some of the best specimens of riding possible known to man. Some of the best artifacts from the 1800s and the Gold Rush era. We're out here to see them all.
Now this is what I really enjoy as a rider, being out with a bunch of people and getting into the twisties. Something Northern California riding is absolutely famous for, and what an awesome place. Virtually every road we went on was absolutely smooth, beautiful, all kinds of nice, beautiful, big bank curves. It was just a pleasure to ride with these guys and ride all over from some nice sort of higher speed, you know, open dual lane highway to, you know, all these twisty turnies through these gorgeous backcountry roads. Our destination on the motorcycles was actually to get to a place called Jamestown. Along the way, we also stopped at another pretty cool spot that had the outlines of abandoned factories that were also from the turn of the century, but also one of the last covered bridges in all of California that's now a walking bridge. And all of us took the time to get off the motorcycles and get out and look around and read all the plaques and, you know, learn the history of the area. You know, one of the stops along the way when you're touring with Adventure West Moto and Eric Kinley is right here at the Knights Ferry Covered Bridge. This is a pretty cool deal. It was built in the late 1800s, and it's surprising, after it was destroyed in a flood shortly after that, they rebuilt it in the very late 1800s, and today it's now one of these things you can take a walk across and enjoy in a little blast from the past. Of course, it's great learning about the history and going on the Gold Discovery Tour, but what did I really want to do? Ride a motorcycle in Northern California. There's something about the vibe of touring on a motorcycle in Northern California that is just that. It is awesome. This next little community we're coming into is called Jamestown. And as you can see, it's very historic with all kinds of neat buildings and hotels and saloons. And up here we've got the gold prospecting station right here on our right, or left as it were, right for the camera. That's kind of cool since we're out looking for gold on this tour. And man, oh man, I love finding little places like this to stop and enjoy, and just, this is what touring around is for me. The motorcycle adventure for me and my first time riding motorcycles in California, I can't thank the gang from Adventure West Moto enough. I mean, that was just a, you know, super, super fun thing to do.